This is Modern Service Mastery, Business School with boots on. Real lessons, real talk, and real growth for the residential service industry. Let's get to work.
All right, so let's dive into what it really means to be remarkable. When we talk about this concept of fifth gear, we're talking about going beyond what's expected. It's not about spending more money or making grand gestures. It's about showing intention, creating moments that resonate emotionally. Being remarkable isn't just nice to have. It's the core of building endless referrals without ever asking for them.
Wait, you mean we're not just schmoozing people into liking us? Man, that shatters like half my game.
Well, Jake, it's not about schmoozing. It's about giving people stories they want to share because those stories, they say something about them. This idea comes from a psychological principle called social currency. People talk about things that make them look good. You're essentially building their reputation when you create memorable experiences.
Got it. So, make them look like a rock star. Like when a client brags about their landscaper creating this epic backyard transformation. It's not about the clean edging. It's about how you made them feel like the coolest neighbor on the street.
Exactly. Let's also talk about the mere exposure effect. The more people see your name, your logo, or hear from you through thoughtful touch points, the more they trust you. This isn't just theory. It's backed by studies from the 60s. By staying top of mind, things like sending a project anniversary card or even pre-holiday tips, you build that trust without being intrusive.
Okay, so, real talk. Top of mind makes sense, but where do you draw the line? How many "hey, just thinking of you" texts before it gets weird and uncomfortable?
You're right, it's a balance. Here's the sweet spot. You create touch points that are thoughtful, not transactional. Like referencing a hobby or talking about their dog, not just sending, "Hope all's good, refer me to your neighbors."
Oh man, I've been that guy, haven't I?
We've all been there, Jake, but here's one last principle to keep in mind, the reciprocity principle. When you do something meaningful, it creates an emotional pull. People feel driven to give back, often by recommending you. You don't even have to ask.
Wait, so I'm supposed to what, be nice and hope? That's risky.
Not hope, plan. Create those remarkable moments with intention. For example, that 1% better mantra. What's one small thing today that a client wouldn't expect but will always remember? This isn't blind optimism. It's practicing a referable mindset until it becomes second nature.
All right, I'm on board. So, what's the move here? Start a journal? Keep a sticky note on the dash of my truck?
A remarkable moment log. Write down every time you go above and beyond, what you did, and the client's reaction. Over time, you'll see patterns. What works, what doesn't, and more importantly, you'll remind yourself why this matters. It's powerful stuff. You can do this right here in the community feed, earn points, contribute by giving the team new ideas, and get feedback. It's like an interactive journal.
So, every time I do something cool, flex my remarkable muscle a little bit, I log it, or better, I post it in the community feed, like a shared win tracker. I like that.
Exactly. And when you look back, you'll see that those moments build your brand more than any marketing ever could. All right, Jake, now that we've talked about documenting those remarkable moments, let me give you an example to think about. You ever hear what Ritz-Carlton does to make guest experiences so unforgettable?
Oh yeah, those guys practically wrote the book on customer service, right? They're like throwing down some major cash to keep customers smiling.
Well, actually, it's not about spending a ton of money. Here's the thing. Their staff has permission to spend up to $2,000 to make a guest's experience remarkable, but listen to this. Most of the wow moments cost nothing. It's things like remembering someone's name or noticing a milestone and acting on it.
So, like, "Good morning, Mr. Ramirez. How did Tony's graduation party go?" Or, "It's been almost a year since we installed your project. How about I come by to see if anything needs attention before your warranty expires?"
Exactly. And those little touches stick. Now, here's a guy I bet you don't know, Joe Girard, recognized as the world's greatest car salesman.
Let me guess. He sold cars by the dozen and gave away free coffee.
Not quite. Joe had some cheesy and questionable tactics for sure, but he never even asked for referrals. The big thing he's known for. He sent every client a handwritten card every month. And all it said was, "I like you." Simple, memorable, and 13,001 cars later, his record still stands. It wasn't coffee, it was connection. And I'm sure you can come up with something way better than "I like you." Just be intentional, consistent, and genuine.
You're right. It has to be real, and you have to care. Then it's next level. My handwriting looks like my 3-year-old nephew's, but still, that's brilliant.
It makes you think, right? Remarkable service isn't about showing off. It's about showing up. Take this HVAC company in Ohio. They created a Gold Club follow-up program. After every job, they'd send a little magnet with a maintenance checklist. Twice a year, they'd follow up. That alone tripled their referrals.
See, now that's smart, clever, and useful. Plus, who doesn't love magnets?
Exactly. Now let me share a quick story that hits this idea home. There was a contractor who noticed a tiny problem with a project during a walkthrough. The client hadn't even mentioned it, but this guy fixed it without being asked. That proactive move turned what could have been just another transaction into customer loyalty and endless referrals. It's about solving problems before they become complaints.
See, that's the mindset. No, sorry, we missed that. Just a quiet, yep, we've got this. That's how you win.
Right? It's about being proactive, intentional, and consistent. But it all starts with knowing your client and genuinely caring about them. Remarkable moments don't come out of nowhere. They're built on understanding. All right, Jake, so we've been talking about what makes service remarkable, like those proactive moves and little personalized touches. Now let's take it a step further and focus on some practical tools and strategies listeners can use to build their own Be Remarkable mindset. One of the big pieces here is the Client Delight Toolkit. Think of it like a cheat code for creating memorable experiences. It's a physical or even mental list of things that help you deliver those small, thoughtful touchpoints, like handwritten thank you notes, personalized checklists, maybe even custom magnets like we talked about earlier.
Oh, I'm all in. But let's be real, Mike. What's in your toolkit? I mean, spill it. Do you keep, like, glittery postcards in your truck?
Not quite glittery, Jake. Personally, I've got a stash of blank cards. I established relationships with 2 florists in my market so I can easily send flowers after a big project. They're in my phone and I can call and say, "Hey, Janet, it's Mike. Can you send the $300 arrangement to Jim and Susie at 123 Riverfront Drive with my standard note?" And I have a quick reference guide to my clients' personal details. I track things like anniversaries, favorite sports teams, even their pets' names. It's not complicated. It's just about being intentional and building connection.
All right, I can work with that. But what about getting creative? Like, aren't we supposed to channel our inner Seth Godin? You know, the purple cow thing, be so unique they can't stop talking about us?
Exactly. It's not just about cards and checklists. The purple cow idea is all about standing out. You have to look for ways to create moments that are not just different, but memorable. A landscaper isn't just cutting grass. They're curating a space where memories will happen. How do you make that extraordinary?
All right, so let's brainstorm. Say the client's got a dog named Rusty who loves hanging out in the backyard. You install a custom doggy shade with Rusty's name engraved somewhere discreet. That's the kind of thing they'll tell everyone about, yeah?
Jake, that's exactly it. It's not about the biggest gesture. It's about the most human one. And I'll say this, it takes practice. This has to become a habit, not just something you do occasionally. Challenge yourself daily. What's one thing I can do today that a client would never expect but never forget?
So it's not about going bigger every time. It's about going personal. Got it.
Right. Think about it like this. Remarkable service isn't just something you deliver. It's who you are. The goal here is to keep that momentum going, which is why I want to encourage everyone to start that remarkable moment log. For real, this is a must-do. Track every remarkable thing you do. Over time, you'll start to see how those little moments add up. Again, this is the place to do it together. Right here in the community feed, we'll challenge each other to improve and polish our ideas. Don't be shy. If you're going to be remarkable, you got to start putting yourself out there. This is a safe place to start.
All right, so we're basically building a habit, huh? Like going to the gym, but for being awesome at your job. And you can do it right here in the community feed. Let's do this as a team. Everyone. Sales, account managers, project managers, and especially you company leaders. Are you remarkable?
Exactly, Jake. And here's the challenge I want to throw out to our listeners. Pick one client this week, do something so thoughtful and unique that they tell someone else about it. And then post in the community about what you did and how it worked. Get the party started. Let's push each other to make this more than a one-time effort. It's got to be a lifestyle.
All right, you heard Mike, folks. Time to flex that remarkable muscle. Like Seth Godin says, if you're going to be average, you better be cheap. And don't keep all those good ideas to yourself. Share them, because your wins might just inspire somebody else.
And on that note, keep being remarkable out there. Thanks for tuning in today, everyone. Go out, make it happen, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to Modern Service Mastery Business School with Boots On. If this episode helped you lead, grow, or think differently, share it with your crew and keep the momentum going.